The stars outside the great council hall were calm and quiet. But inside the hall, a storm was waiting to break. Hundreds of alien leaders sat around the long, glowing table. They whispered, smiled, and looked at each other with pride. They had ruled the galaxy for many years. No race had ever stood against them, not for long, not without being destroyed. Then the human ambassador entered. He was not tall or strong. He wore no weapons. His face looked tired, but his eyes were cold, like steel. He walked slowly to the center of the room and stood in silence. The whispers stopped. All eyes turned toward him. "I bring a final warning," he said. Some council members chuckled. Others looked bored. But a few listened carefully. The humans had always been quiet, peaceful. They rarely spoke at meetings. They never showed anger. But this man's voice was sharp, heavy, like a stone dropped in water. "Sector 9 is no longer open," he said. "It belongs to Earth now." A red-scaled alien stood up and slammed his fist on the table. "You cannot claim a whole sector. It is council property." The human looked at him calmly. "We can, and we have. Stay out." Laughter filled the hall. "Or what?" said a long-necked diplomat from the Zuan Empire. "Will you throw rocks at us? You have no power here, human. Your kind still lives on one planet." "Not anymore," the man replied. The room went quiet again. The council leader, a creature with golden feathers and a long curved beak, leaned forward. "Are you threatening us?" "No," the human said. "I am warning you, this is your last chance." Without another word, the human turned and walked out. He did not look back. He did not run. Just walked, slowly, like he had already said everything that needed to be said. That same day, the council sent a fleet of scout ships into Sector 9. They wanted to show strength, to remind the galaxy who was in charge. 5 destroyers and 1 carrier ship, all fast, all armed. They moved through the edge of Sector 9, like a knife cutting through cloth. For 2 days, nothing happened. On the 3rd day, a weak signal reached Council Command. It was full of static, broken words, and sharp screams. Then silence. No ships returned. Council Command tried to contact them again. No answer. They scanned the area. No sign of the ships. It was like they had disappeared into smoke. Panic began to grow behind closed doors. The council knew they could not let the truth spread. If other races heard what happened, they might start asking questions. They might start thinking the council was weak. So the council made a decision. A quiet one. They would strike Earth before things got worse. They would hit hard, fast, destroy human power before it could rise. Secretly, they gathered ships, war, fleets, mercenaries, hired killers from the far corners of space. They prepared a massive attack. They told no one, not even their own people. The humans had embarrassed them. Now they would be punished. But the humans were not sleeping above Earth's orbit. In the blackness of space, something huge began to wake, a dark shape, quiet, hidden behind Earth's moon. It was not one ship. It was many, big ones, silent ones, warships made from black metal. Their surfaces were smooth like glass, but underneath they held weapons no one had ever seen before. The ships had no windows, no signs of life. Only one signal pulsed from them, active. In council space, one of the last surviving scout drones recorded something strange. A single human ship moving faster than anything ever recorded. The drone tried to follow. It could not keep up. The human ship vanished near a council border station. Hours later, that station went dark. The next morning, Council Command received a message. No sound, just 2 words: stay back. The message came from deep inside Sector 9. Now fear began to grow. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Council felt something they had never felt before. Doubt. The humans were not weak. They were not simple. They had been silent because they were building, watching, preparing, and now the storm they had warned about was coming. The Council had ignored the warning. Now it was too late. Asterisk in the center of Varnak space, where giant space stations floated like cities in the dark, something strange appeared. It was a ship, but no one knew whose it was. It made no sound. It sent no signal. It just hovered silently above Varnak Prime, the capital world of the Varnak species. The ship did not fire. It did not move. It only watched. For 6 hours, the Varnak military scanned it. They called for backup. They locked weapons onto the ship, but it still did nothing. Some thought it was broken. Others thought it was a trick. Then it vanished. Just like that, gone. 10 seconds later, the sky over Varnak Prime turned white, a blast of light brighter than a star. The ground shook, buildings fell. Entire cities vanished in the blink of an eye. When the light faded, there was no sound, just dust and silence. The planet had been wiped clean. No warning, no war. Only a single word was found floating in orbit, burned into metal debris. Retribution. The Council panicked. This was not just a lost scout ship anymore. This was war, but not a normal one. It was something different, something they did not understand, something they could not stop. Within days, 12 more council stations were hit, each time the same pattern. A strange ship appeared, silence, then destruction. The council tried to trace the ships. They tried to scan them, hack them, catch them. Nothing worked. It was like the ships were not real, like they came from another place. And always, after each strike, the same word was left behind: retribution. Back on Earth, there was no celebration, no speeches, no public news. The people of Earth kept working, building, training, preparing. For years, they had known this day would come. Their warning had been ignored. Now they had to make sure it never happened again, in a secret command room deep under Earth's surface. Human generals watched the stars. They spoke little. Their eyes stayed on the screens. They had names for each strike. Not cities or planets. Just targets, numbers, coordinates. They were not angry. They were not proud. They were calm. Across the galaxy, many alien races began to whisper. The Council looked afraid, and the humans looked unstoppable. Some began to question the old power. Others began to send quiet messages to Earth, offering peace, trade, and even help. The Council grew desperate. They gathered their biggest fleets. They sent all remaining warships to the edges of human territory. They brought in every fighter, every soldier, every mercenary they could find. They called it the Wall, a giant ring of firepower built to stop the human advance. But nothing came. For 2 weeks, the fleets waited. They saw nothing. No ships, no signals, no attacks. Then, in the middle of the 3rd week, the fleet received a new signal. It was not human. It was from the edge of the galaxy. A Council patrol had discovered something horrifying. On a dead planet, far from any star, buried under ice and rock, they found a human base. Empty. but filled with machines, massive machines, some shaped like spiders, others like towers with legs, weapons the size of buildings, all of them quiet, all of them ready. They had been building in secret for years, not on Earth, but everywhere. Old moons, lost planets, dead systems, places the Council had never cared about. Now they understood. Humanity had never been preparing for one war. They had been preparing for all of them. The patrol tried to send a full report, but the signal was cut. The last words were simple. They are not hiding, they are waiting. That night, Council headquarters received a message. This time, there were no threats, no warnings, only a list. Each name on the list was a Council leader. At the bottom, 2 words: surrender them. The Council met in panic. Some wanted to give the names. Others screamed it would be weakness. Some called for full war. Others wanted peace. The room turned to shouting, chaos. But then, outside the Council hall, the sky changed. Every screen on every building lit up. They showed Earth. Not Earth, from space. Earth, up close. Someone had hacked the Council's entire network, and Earth was sending a message: we gave you a chance. Then the screens went black. That same night, 5 Council colonies lost all contact. Their skies burned, their oceans boiled, no ships were seen, no battles were recorded. Only one thing was certain: the first strike was just the beginning. From deep space, beyond the control of the Council, a shadow moved quietly toward Earth. It was a small black ship, smooth like stone and fast like lightning. Inside the ship sat a lone spy, a member of the Virilon race, cold, clever, and trained for silent work. His mission was simple: enter Earth, find the truth, bring it back. He had heard stories, whispers, rumors. Some said Earth had monsters. Others said they had machines that could bend light. A few even believed humans were part machine now. But the Council needed proof, real proof. So the spy went in with the best cloaking tech in the galaxy. He entered Earth's orbit with no problem. Their satellites ignored him. Their defense systems never fired. He thought maybe the humans were not so powerful after all. He was wrong. He landed in what looked like a normal city. No soldiers, no guards, no noise. Children played in the streets. People walked with bags of food. Tall buildings touched the clouds. The sun was warm. The air smelled fresh. It did not look like a planet at war. The spy moved through the crowd using a disguise. A small device on his wrist made him look human. No one noticed him. He saw smiles, laughter, peace, but he also saw something strange. No police, no military, yet everyone obeyed rules. People crossed streets and lines. They picked up trash. They helped each other. There was order without fear. He entered a library. No guards, just books and screens. He searched their history. Wars, disasters, rebellion, all part of their past. But something had changed. About 100 years ago, humans had stopped fighting each other. No civil wars, no world wars, not even small ones. How? He dug deeper. The answer was clear. They had stopped fighting each other because they had found something bigger. The galaxy. They had turned all their anger, all their pain, into progress, into science, machines, energy, exploration. They had stopped wasting time on Earth and started building for space, and they had done it in silence. As the spy walked deeper into the city, he passed a tower with no name, a large black building. with no windows. He scanned it. Nothing, no heat, no signals, no noise. It was completely quiet. That was impossible. Even a dead building gave off something: heat, motion, light. But this tower gave off nothing. It was like it was not even there. He moved around it slowly. No doors, no signs, just smooth black stone. Then suddenly, a small part of the wall opened. A circle of light appeared, and he was pulled inside. He had no time to run. Inside, the walls were silver and blue. Lights moved on their own. He tried to grab his weapon, but it was gone. The device on his wrist broke. His disguise dropped. He stood now in his true form, a tall, thin figure with dark green skin and long eyes. A voice filled the room. "You are not the first," it said. He turned, but saw no one. "We let you in," the voice continued. "We always do." A soft humming began. The wall in front of him became a screen. It showed images, ships, huge ships. Some the size of mountains. Others looked like floating cities. All human, all hidden. "Why?" the spy whispered. "Because we do not need to hide," the voice said. "We just need to be ready." The screen changed again. Now it showed maps. Red dots appeared on hundreds of stars, then blue dots, then yellow. Each color meant something. Human bases, human stations, human ships. He had only seen a small piece of Earth's power. The real strength was everywhere. "You want to take this back to your masters," the voice said, "but you will not." The floor under him moved. He felt himself falling. Then everything went black. The next morning, his ship was found floating. In council space, his body sat inside, still breathing, but not awake. His eyes were open, but they did not move. His heart beat, but his brain was silent. He would never speak again. On Earth, the Black Tower returned to silence. No doors, no light, no sound, but the humans inside kept working. They were not angry, not afraid. They had expected this, and they knew more spies would come. In council space, fear turned into panic. The spy's ship had no damage, no signs of attack. But something had broken him. Something strong, something quiet. More reports arrived. Council drones disappeared near human zones. Patrol. Ships found strange marks on old moons, human symbols. Entire fleets vanished, near dead planets. But no war was declared. Humans had not spoken again. They had already said enough. The council called for an emergency meeting. Some leaders screamed for peace. Others begged for war. No one agreed. The galaxy felt like it was breaking apart. In the middle of the chaos, a small device appeared in the council chamber. No one knew who placed it there. It lit up. A hologram played. It showed Earth, but not just Earth. It showed hundreds of planets. Human-controlled planets. The stars glowed with red circles. The same voice from the spy's vision spoke once more. "We are already here." Then silence. The council members looked at each other with wide eyes. Now they understood. The humans had never planned to fight for space. They had already taken it. Asterisk. The council chamber was full of fear. For the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy's oldest leaders sat in silence. No shouting, no pride, just silence. They had seen the message. They had seen the red stars, the human bases, the ships, hiding behind moons. And they had heard the voice. "We are already here." One by one, council members began to break. The Trachery Empire removed their war fleets from human borders. The Zulani offered secret trade deals to Earth. Even the iron-fisted core Dominion sent a peace signal, asking only for safety, not power, but the humans gave no reply. Not a word, not a signal, not even a warning. They simply waited, for days. The galaxy watched and listened, hoping Earth would say something. Then, on the 5th day, a transmission appeared. It came from Earth's main channel. Open for all to hear, one simple message, 10 days. That was it, no explanation, no names, no voice. Just the number. Council intelligence guessed its meaning quickly. The humans were giving the Council 10 days to make a choice. 10 days to surrender those who had led the first attack into Sector 9, the very same leaders who had mocked Earth's warning. The ones who ordered the invasion. The ones who believed humans were weak. But the Council could not agree on what to do. Some said give them up. Let Earth have them. Save the galaxy from more destruction. Others refused. They said surrender meant the end of Council power forever. While they argued, the galaxy started to move on its own. Smaller species who had always followed Council orders began to break away. One by one, they declared independence from the Council. Some even sent messages to Earth, offering alliance. The Council lost control faster than anyone expected. On day 3, the Narn Collective removed its ambassadors from Council space. On day 4, the Minari Republic opened a gate to Earth's trade zone. On day 6, 10 systems joined together and declared a neutral alliance. With Earth watching from above, the Council begged Earth for more time. There was no answer. But Earth was not still. Human ships moved silently through every sector, not in attack, just observing, watching, waiting. Each ship carried a small mark on its side, a circle inside it, a single word, balance. It was not a war cry. It was a reminder. Back on Earth, human leaders gathered in a hidden chamber below the ocean. Their faces showed no anger, only calm thought. We do not want to rule, one of them said. Another nodded. But we cannot allow the old powers to continue. They will not stop, said a third. Even after this, they will plan again. Silence followed. Then the head of defense spoke. They must learn, not through death, through fear. A decision was made, not to destroy the Council, but to erase its meaning. Back in space, on day 7, human fleets surrounded 3 major Council worlds. No weapons fired, no words sent. They just hovered, large, black ships without sound. On the ground, people panicked. Cities emptied. Governments shut down. Some leaders fled underground. Others begged Earth for peace, shouting into empty skies. On day 9, a strange message appeared in Council space. It was not human. It came from an unknown source. It showed Earth's fleet over hundreds of planets. But the message was not a threat. It was an invitation. Join the new accord, it said. 1 law, 1 peace, 1 rule, no first strike. That was it. No taxes, no control, no demand for power. Only 1 rule. Never start a war. Break that rule, and Earth would return suddenly. Many species who feared humans began to feel something else. Respect. On the morning of day 10, Council Command still had not responded. Earth waited, no strikes. No ships moved. But at exactly the 10th hour of the 10th day, something happened. Across 12 Council systems, every screen turned black. No light, no signals, no data. For 1 full minute, silence. Then power returned. But something had changed. All council records were erased. All secret files. All weapon plans. All vaults gone. The council's hidden power, their blackmail, their control. Deleted. No one died. No cities burned. No ships were destroyed. But the council's real strength, information, had vanished. It was over. They had lost. Without war, without blood, the galaxy now knew the truth. Earth had decided not to conquer, but to correct. The galaxy held its breath. After the 10th day, after the data wipe, after Earth's silent strike, nothing happened. No battles, no explosions, no demands. The black human ships still floated in orbit around council worlds, but they did not fire. They only watched and waited. On the council homeworld, leaders gathered in dark rooms, whispering like frightened children. They had no weapons left, no secret vaults, no allies. The galaxy was changing around them, and they were no longer in control. Then, on the 11th day, Earth finally spoke again. One message, this time, a voice, not angry, not proud, just calm. It said, "We are not your rulers. We are your mirror. What you see now is the future you forced us to become." The message was sent to every system, every ship, every station. No one could block it. No one could stop it. Then a second message arrived. This time it was a simple list: planets, 12 of them, all council controlled, each marked for ERASURE. No reason was given, but everyone knew why. These were the systems where humans were enslaved, where experiments were done, where Earth's envoys were once tortured or ignored. Now they would be wiped away, but not with bombs, not with fire, with silence, one by one. Over the next 12 hours, the 12 planets went dark. Not a single scream, not a single flash, only stillness. Satellites lost contact. Ships lost navigation. Cities stopped working. All that remained was ash and wind. When council drones finally reached the ruins, they found strange metal towers standing on each planet, black, smooth, silent at the base of each tower. The same 2 words burned in alien script: never again. The message was not only for the council, it was for everyone. For the first time in history, war did not bring a new empire, it brought a warning, and the galaxy listened. Small powers that once lived in fear now sent envoys to Earth, not in surrender, but in respect. They wanted to join Earth's new accord, a network of peace, not power. Trade began. Talks opened, walls fell. Old enemies shook hands, because above them all, they knew. The humans were watching, not controlling, not invading, just watching. And no one wanted to see those ships again. In the shadows of space, near the edge of the galaxy, the last of the council leaders tried to hide. One by one, Earth's agents found them. They did not kill them. They erased them, quietly, cleanly. A new galaxy was rising, and there was no room for the old voices. Earth did not build statues. They built stations for peace, for science, for defense. Some races thought humans were machines, cold, unforgiving, but others saw something else, a species that had been pushed too far, and when they were finally pushed too hard, they became something unstoppable, not because they wanted to rule, but because they refused to be ruled. Back on Earth, life remained simple. Children played under the sky. Cities glowed with clean energy, No. One celebrated the fall of the Council, because, for Earth, this was not a victory, it was a warning fulfilled. In one of Earth's space stations, an old general looked out at the stars. He spoke to his young cadets. They thought we were soft, he said, because we smiled, because we shared, because we waited. He paused, but we were building. We were remembering. The cadets nodded. And now? One asked. The general pointed to the stars. Now we keep them safe. All of them, even the ones who once tried to burn us. A soft hum filled the station as a new ship left dock. Its name glowed in white letters, Balance-27.A. Peacekeeper-class vessel, not for war, for watching, for warning. In the years that followed, the galaxy changed, slowly, then quickly. Borders faded, fleets shrank, laws became simple. Only one rule stood above all. No first strike, it was the rule Earth gave. And the only rule that truly mattered. Because everyone knew what happened when that rule was broken. The galaxy never forgot. Because Earth never stopped watching, even in peace. Especially in peace. They watched, and they waited.